So we
At
changed the
all.
topic for insomnia.
Yes.
Nationalism and insomnia. Those are going to be the topics we're going to talk about today. I like that. That'll be good. Those will be the two topics.
We will see what
I
we're
gotta
gonna
turn
talk
down my
about.
volume.
Well, nationalism is what you told me. So nationalism is what the fans are seeing.
I didn't tell you anything. I wrote it.
I wrote it. I know. Well, look at you, Mister. I'm
But
getting
I
technical
might
now.
be under the influence of
Sitting here.
narcotics or other drugs. I don't know.
Wow. And we're
Maybe
live when you
craziness,
say that.
I hope
madness,
so. That'd be fun.
That's it.
schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
That'll remind me of doing a show with Noosh.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm
just kidding.
schizophrenia, and so are you.
I miss
So
I love her.
She's coming back.
You.
She's
Is
coming
she?
back.
Oh, good. J'adore Noosh.
And she'll be looking for a co-host. So here's what I think. We should maybe start. Would you guys like to start the show? Are we doing nationalism or are you doing insomnia? What would you prefer?
We
I
will
already sent
start
the
with
link out to all the
nationalism,
fans.
and we will see. But
Okay.
wait,
we won't stick to one anyway.
We never do. That's true. But I did send the link out to all the fan. So the fan has the link. So
I haven't time.
The fan will be here. So hello everybody on Monday morning and wherever you are, or Monday afternoon in the world. So there we go. Now we got to run the credits. I'm just waiting for Adam to make sure he sends his link out to all his fans.
No, I'm not gonna send them.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't prepare. So
God forbid.
You'll send me the link later.
I already sent it to you.
Well, look, if suddenly I mean after when it's out.
Oh, when it's on. Oh, tomorrow when it goes
tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I will do it this way.
That's okay. Yeah, because you should sleep. Yeah, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, here, let's play some really cool music, and that'll wake you up.
Okay.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
And here we are on the Insomniac Show.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
It's what insomnia?
You have insomnia.
Don't change the subject.
Nationalism is nationalism. I'm sorry. We're talking about nationalism because Vicky's wearing
insomnia.
a Mallorca hat. No, it's nationalism was what you texted me yesterday. That's why she's wearing a Mallorca hat. So, yeah.
America, I got ready.
Yeah. She got ready. She's all red, white, and blue today. There you go.
Wow. It says America on here somewhere. I don't know where.
Somewhere. It's made in China. It says America.
Probably.
Guys.
Yes.
What is the definition of nationalism?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know it.
I will tell you. There are sometimes people are mixing nationalism with patriotism.
That is true.
But those two, they are not the same thing. And I've heard many nationalists that say, "What's wrong of being a patriot?" Right? How is it said? Patriot.
Patriot.
Okay. What's the wrongdoing in being a patriot? Well, nothing is wrong with patriotism. Patriotism is from a Greek word which is patriotis. Patrida is your country, your fatherland, actually, because pateras is the father. And patriotism actually has a positive vibe behind it, but nationalism does not. Nationalism is an ideology, a political ideology.
Here's what Merriam-Webster says nationalism is. It says loyalty and devotion to a nation, especially a sense of national consciousness. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. Exalting one nation above all others and placing primary emphasis on the promotion of the culture, its interest, and opposed to others nations of supernatural or supernation groups. So there you go. So basically it just means that you think your country is better than everybody else's. Welcome to America. So it's a perfect subject.
Yeah, but it's not only that, because you feel in every way superior than the other.
I just do that as a human being. I just superior and just general as a human being. So I don't have to be nationalism.
As a lizard person.
Yeah, that's another problem. That's another psychotic behavior. Different.
That's a whole other issue we have to deal with.
Yeah.
That's later for when
Yeah, we can talk about it next time if you like.
That's right. That's the next show. That's a 3-hour show. We only have an hour today, so
3 hour. Oh my God, that would be
Yeah.
like a week show.
A show every day for 3 hours for a week. But no, we did a show on Friday about most MFN, most favorite nation status for China, and we were talking about people say I'm an American, which is kind of going to the I'm a nationalism, and I said, to say you're an American and to be an American are two different things. And that's kind of the same thing with nationalism. You can have nationalism and pride for your country. Like certain countries are like, oh my God, we're great, we're this and that. And there's a difference between like being psychotic, I think about it, and being like, okay, okay. Like, and it's the same
Yeah, or
thing.
being actually, the excessive use of nationalism is also chauvinism. Yeah.
Or Nazism. Sure, I got it. You remember the 30s, when they were
Yeah,
doing the dance.
the most famous nationalism that existed was the
It's
German
a Nazi
Nazi
party.
nationalism. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
30s and
classical
40s.
nationalism,
Right.
and
What do you
they
think?
tried
About
to
Austria.
prove it with actions. Really, really, really.
Oh yeah, well, their nationalism went one step a little too far. It's okay to say you're the
Yeah.
greatest country in the world and whatever, but it's a little different when you go, let's just kill some people and take over a few more countries. Putin's trying that one right now. He's trying to. I think Putin's trying to do nationalism.
He's
Yeah.
nationalist now, right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
That's crazy though. And it's really funny since the kids out there don't read history. Excuse me, and all they do is watch TikTok and Instagram. They have no clue.
Not true.
That really ask a kid today that's under 8. Well, okay, say under 40. Under 40, they have no clue. And then they're under 20, they really have no clue because they don't teach them
TikTok
anything.
is what was a mobile phone like 20 years ago, the beginning. So
TikTok
it's a tool. It's
TikTok's
a
getting kicked out of America January 1st. They're going bye-bye. No more TikTok here.
They are not.
They are. The Congress is getting rid of them. It's a communist plot from China. Who China has nationalism.
It's not from China.
Yes,
It's
it
from
is.
Singapore. Haven't you
No.
seen?
No. It's owned by the company that owns TikTok is a Chinese nationalist company.
No.
It's just, yes, it is. I know this. Trust me when I tell you.
You're a nationalist.
I'm a nationalist. Sure. I'm a globalist.
You're American nationalist.
Screw that. I'm a globalist, baby.
Because you think that Facebook is better than TikTok.
No, I don't. I think they both suck.
Why?
Are you
Because
kidding?
American.
I'm not on TikTok.
Why don't you allow
actually.
other countries
What?
social media to work with?
I think. Listen,
There are
I'm
people living with TikTok. They're making an income.
Listen, good for them. Congratulations. I am not.
No,
for
not
TikTok,
good for them. It's bad for
Facebook,
them.
bad for them, you communist bastards.
It's good for
I don't
you.
know. So, yeah, whatever. I am not a fan of Facebook. I do not need to see that your kid just learned to poop. And he's 23 years old and he can go to the bathroom by himself.
But you're
I
a
don't
fan
care.
of YouTube, and I think YouTube is not Chinese, isn't it?
No, YouTube's American. And that means we're screwed because YouTube's
Do
American.
you believe that those rich motherfuckers, they belong to any country or nations, or they have one country, money?
I'm saying I'm a globalist. I only believe in capitalism. And I think may the best person, look at me. I've come a long way. I don't go pooey to the women. I go, thank you. The best person wins, or the best country wins at what they do. When we were talking about MFN on Friday on the Saturday on the Lost Dollar Business Club, it was, gaming the system. And China's game the system globally. And America keeps going, we're wonderful, we're a super nation, we're this, we're that, and we're losing because we're not learning to game the system. So it's the same type of thing. So I love America. I am an American, right? And if I had to go to war for our country.
You're a patriot.
Yes, to a point. But if you're going to go fight a stupid war, and I'm going to say this, and I don't mean any disrespect to a veteran that fought in Vietnam, but that was a war over oil. Right. There was nothing. There was the dumbest thing that we sent people to go fight. It's kind of like the Iran thing when we said, oh, we think Saddam Hussein, because the people that are in power, they don't care that they're going to kill whether it's one person or 50,000 American lives. Right. They're in power that you just do what I say. I'm the president. And they don't really think about it. So I have a problem with going to war over because I have to prove I have a bigger penis than this next country. if you're going to go to war because, like, just say the Ukraine thing, and they start invading Poland and other countries, that's a problem because that becomes a global conflict. We need to go defend. So there, I'm like, yes, we need to go do that. But if they were just having like a little skirmish on the border over an oil well, not my problem. Like, I don't care, do whatever. But if you're going to affect the globe, that's where you start getting involved. I think Vietnam, and I think most people would say, unless I guess you're indoctrinated into the military, was a waste. Not the war was a waste. The lives that were lost was a real waste. That was just pathetic. And all the conflicts that we get involved in, like, we're going to stop. Communism isn't going anywhere. It's proven, China, since Mao Zedong, has been a capitalist society. They say they're communists, but they're capitalists. Let's just be blunt.
Right.
Same with Russia. Russia, when Gorbachev, when Reagan was like, Mr. Gorbachev, let your wall down. Yeah, they became a capitalist society a millisecond when that wall came down. So communism to the Cold War of the 30s and 40s, where you have all this national pride, is not what it was then and today. And today it's an economic battle. So all this BS and skirmishes, and there's skirmishes all over the world that nobody talks about, is ridiculous. So my nationalism or my patriotism is somewhat.
No, you have to choose either nationalism or patriotism. It's
a globalization. Different. I'm a globalist then. I'm a globalist.
Yeah, I'm a globalist too.
I'm a that's my hip song. I'm a globalist. Anyway, I think I'm more patriotic than I'm nationalist, because I think we have a great country, but I'm not trying to shove it down everybody's throat. So I'm very patriotic about being an American and what that actually stands for.
It's okay to love your country. It's okay.
I love my country.
I mean, a patriot actually is, for example, a doctor who is serving. Yeah, listen first. He's a patriot because he's like the doctors in Greece. They're not getting paid well, but they work in very hard conditions. The conditions here in the public sector in general is really low now.
Okay.
Because of the long crisis, etc. But they're doing their best to serve the people of this country, and not only the people of this country. We have immigrants, a lot of immigrants also.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also like kind of serving general people who are in the country.
Let me tell you.
So this is patriotism.
Let me give you the definition of patriotism from Merriam-Webster: a person who vigorously supports their country and is prepared to defend it against enemies or detractors. That's what they say a patriot is in the definition. So yes, if we got invaded, I would defend. Am I a nationalist?
It's not only about wars. It's about serving the country. The patriotism is like that. You can be a patriot,
except the people in the military. They're the only patriots we have. Then or they needed a job and they couldn't get one, and they went to the military. So if we're looking at
the same, who do you think is serving the Russian army right now? Do you think the young guys?
They're not patriots. There's whole articles about how they're all deserting and trying.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, but you don't leave me to finish.
That's their Vietnam. I'm sorry, because you got me all pumped up.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Plus, you haven't slept in 3 days, so you're thinking.
Yeah, that's why. If I talk, I will stay awake. If I don't.
Wait, let's ask.
But it's okay. You can speak because
I know. If you're not off, it's okay. It's okay. So Vicky,
he's like.
I know.
When Vicky speaks, I'm not sleeping.
I know. Patriotism or nationalism? Which one with your American hat? What do you think?
I think I disagree with Adam a little bit, because I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think you can be both.
Okay.
Or neither, or half and half. Like, I think they're kind of.
You should be a politician.
They're kind of related, but not the same thing. Like what Adam's talking about with the doctors. Like, to me. That's the Hippocratic Oath, right? They're serving the people in general. They would treat, if they were on vacation and they were in the States and someone fell over with a heart attack, they would treat that person. So that's not nationalist to me. That's humanist, right? So I kind of would separate that out. But I think if you live in a country that's not a horrible place, you should be a nationalist. Like, it's just human nature to love the place you're at, or want to say.
But I think that's patriotism, though. nationalism means you want to export your
But not
love
according
and
to your
everybody.
definition, which is a little bit weird. Yeah, like I
I'm
would,
just reading
that's about
Merriam-Webster, and
defending and all
she
that kind of
drinks.
stuff.
She's a slut, so
No,
who knows? So,
but like you said, that was based on like if defending, and so the only true
right,
patriots would be someone in the military, which I don't think is right either, because
right,
we talk about this a lot in the U.S. because we have
yeah,
the orange monkey that a patriot will criticize their own system to make it
right,
better, right? Because they love
yes,
their country, but they will also criticize it to make it better, not
yes,
necessarily. So is defense a
mhm.
physical thing, or is defense ideological thing? Like you defend with
Both,
the
right?
gun, or you're defending with your words. Yeah, exactly.
Well, in
So you
Texas, apparently
can
they
defend
defend
your
with guns, but the rest of the nation, we
oh god.
defend, they defend in
Texas is
words, you know. Yeah,
Texas thinks they're
and
their own nation. There is
that's
nationalism in Texas.
that's true.
It's
Texas is a
their
nation.
republic technically, and it's its
That's it.
own thing.
But no,
But
but
that's another
I
story. Anyway.
agree. I agree, and not to take what Adam said away from the doctor, but that's true. The Hippocratic Oath doesn't. I don't personally think has anything to do with nationalism or patriotism. And I think listen, the guys and girls that are in the military or whatever you identify as, I give them credit for being in the military, because the country only loves you when something goes wrong and you defend it, right? Other than that,
Right.
the country's like, oh,
Right.
we need a military, but of course you need a
Right.
military. You got to protect yourself. So I give kudos to that. That's number one. Number two, I think to your point, nationalism and patriotism I think there's such a big scope. I think most people don't know the definition. They just think most people think they're just patriotic, because they go to a football game,
Mm.
they take off their baseball cap, a jet flies over, and they sing a song that was written in 1903, and that's it. And they're all like, "I'm a patriot." I'm like, yeah, not really. I mean, that's great. Yeah, I'm glad you know the words. But I mean, I think there's
Right.
more to being a patriot. I mean, it really is understanding that we are a democracy and there's freedoms and whatnot. So when certain people are like, I want to be president, and you're trying to take away all that, and all these people are like, oh,
Mm.
no, you're not. That's nationalism. There's a difference now, I think. I don't know. Adam, what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm awake, but what I'm saying is not that I came up with it in my head. Patriotism
Yeah.
has a positive
Yes.
sign in front
Yeah.
of it, and nationalism is
Mm.
aggressive, excessive patriotism, which includes also, it leads to chauvinism, that my country, my nation, by default, like a race. I am better as a race,
Right.
and it
Mm-hmm.
creates
It's
many conflicts.
xenophobic.
And we can see that now in many countries.
Right.
I don't know if you see it in America, but in Europe, you can see, because we have many countries in European Union, we can see the rise of nationalism, and you can see it in Germany, for example, right now.
How about Sri Lanka? Look at
Sorry?
that. They just Sri Lanka, and they're just on their vote. They just elected a neo-Nazi or a neo something or other to be the president of Sri Lanka. So yeah, you're seeing it all over.
You don't have to go to Sri Lanka. In Germany, they were having elections.
Right.
And in one of the country of the German, the AfD, it's Alternative of Deutschland, something like this.
Right.
This is a nationalist and very close to fascist
Fascism.
party.
Right.
Fascism.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
are against. Look, a patriot is not against immigration by default. I mean,
Right.
he can be, or she can be against illegal immigration,
Right.
but it's not by definition against immigration.
Okay.
A nationalist is against any kind of immigration, any kind.
So then would you say the orange man over here is a nationalist or a patriot?
He's using some kind of force, a form of nationalism.
Okay.
He's not nationalist in my opinion, like, totally, because
Right.
he's like he's whatever. I don't know. He just wants to become a president by any means. He will
Say
be saying
whatever.
any kind of he will be saying any kind of fake news just to become a president.
Right.
Right.
It's a different situation. But Hitler, for example, he was classical nationalist. He was saying Germany, only Germany.
Right.
Of course,
As an
make
Austrian.
America great again and all this stuff. is
Right.
kind of
Nationalism.
nationalist speech.
Right.
Is
But don't you have to have a plan though? And then, so if I say I'm going to make America, I think America is great. I don't know making it great again. And when they say again, I'm always like, when's the again
no.
part?
She's using it. I will
Right. When
make
does
it
it go in
great
the toilet?
again. I will make it
Yeah.
great again. It's
No, I
not that.
understand that, but when they say make America, but yeah, their slogan is make America great again. And I'm thinking America's always been, in my opinion, great because of what we produce a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, our the way we take care of people sucks, and there's countries that do it much better. But overall, for the freedoms you have and what you get here, it's pretty good country, right? And when you say we're going to make it great again, I don't understand the again part. I'm like, what are you going to then do universal income so there's no poor people? Are you going to give you're going to give free healthcare so there's nobody that gets sick? What are you going to do that the
No,
again? What's the
No,
again?
again
she's
is
just playing. She's
because
just
of
playing
white
with
people. Yes.
words. She's caressing people, and you know
He's
what
never
kind of
he's never
people. We're
touched
very,
me.
very.
That's the problem. He
Wait,
should not be caressing people
that's right.
again.
That's his problem. He's grabbing girls but wait,
Yes.
Vicky, what were you just going to say? You're going to say something. Or you're just
Me?
going to make a comment about the caressing because you got excited. And I was like,
No,
oh,
no,
man.
For
no.
me?
I wanted me
Oh,
or
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 one of
Vicky.
you, were you going to say something? Feel free.
no, I had no point. Adam was talking. Go ahead.
I was talking about Europe actually,
Right.
because
Yeah, Germany.
Mm.
not only Germany, even in Greece, everywhere. In
Right.
France, what is Le Pen? It's a
Oh,
nationalist.
that's nationalism, yeah.
That's
Yeah, but they don't
nationalism.
carry it to the extreme, though.
You don't know because they haven't been in the power.
Okay, that's true. Good point.
But they're talking, their actions. I mean, us being a position or something like that, it leads to nationalism.
Okay.
And a nationalism is also isolation. You isolate your country from the
Well,
others.
Yes,
isolation
that's another
is
It's the
arm
definitely
to
opposite.
it.
It's the
Yeah.
opposite of globalism.
correct. All and our
Globalism is like cooperating with other nations.
correct.
You can be a patriot all the time and saying,
Mhm.
I love my country. I think my
Right.
country is great. And I want to participate in the global economy with my
Right.
great country and my great stuff that I do. And let's
Right.
trade, let's
Yeah.
exchange experiences, let's travel, all this stuff.
Right.
Nationalism doesn't allow this. Nationalism is very strict, with foreigners. They don't have to be immigrants. It's
Right.
just like,
No. Nationalism is also isolationism. I think there's
yes,
a big,
of course it
yeah, it's
is.
isolationism.
Chauvinism, it's like
I don't know
this.
about chauvinism. I'm not sure about chauvinism, but I know it's isolationism.
Yeah, chauvinism as well. Yeah, of course.
Really? All right. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
chauvinism is like saying my country only is right, yours, oh shit, only mine.
Yeah.
That's it.
These three
Why?
countries are
Because it's
okay.
mine. I don't know
Okay.
why.
No, it's just I love what Adam.
But I will tell you something, because the last few days I do it often,
Okay.
with
Ray, I want to hear what Vicky loves about you. Hold on, Vicky was going to give you a compliment.
No. I just love when he's kind of done with it. He just strips it down to you're shit.
yeah, you guys are shit. Look at you.
shit,
Look
you're
at you.
not.
You're not Greeks. You're not Greeks. You're
Right,
shit.
right.
You don't have you didn't create democracy. I am visiting some sites because they come up like this in on my face, but I do it for it's kind of part of my job in a way, and I participate in those talks, like
Right.
with Turks. Here in this neighborhood where I live,
Right.
we have
Good people.
Albanians. They believe that they are the best,
Right.
and we have taken parts from them, and they are older than us, the Greeks, etc., etc. We have the North Macedonia,
Wait a minute. An Albania? What is that?
Al-
Like a tuna? What's an Albania?
Albania,
Oh, Albanian.
Albania, the country,
Oh, they don't
Albania.
count. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
You have to decode me.
Yeah. I have to get what you said. I'm going now. I'm like,
Steven,
all right, wait a
you
minute.
don't,
Yeah.
you can't speak English. What's going on with you?
I know. Listen. I'm learning. I'm still learning. I've only been here my
And
whole
then,
life.
then there is the biggest laugh. The country that's called North Macedonia. They believe that
Right.
they are descendants from Alexander the Great, who
Are
is.
they?
I mean, look,
Yeah.
he is. I'm not a nationalist right now, but his name is Greek. He was speaking
Okay.
Greek. He was fighting other Greeks, yes, because the Greeks were fighting, like
Right. And
Americans
he
had
had
also
a
civil
12-year-old
wars,
slave.
let's say.
He had a 12-year-old slave boy that was a little, you know what I'm saying. But there you
Yeah,
go, back in the day.
and even after his reign, etc., there was a period of time that was called Hellenistic period. I mean, it's
Right.
historical period, right? And those guys, those are Slavs. They are talking. Their language is Slavic. I
Right.
mean, I can understand words because of my Polish.
Right.
And they believe that they have mixed with the Macedonians, that it's a country without identity, and they're creating fake identity through nationalism. They're
Oh, okay.
putting to the people's head, things that don't exist.
Right.
Don't exist in any kind of academia or university or anything.
Right.
But they believe it. They believe it. It's kind of a disease, because if you don't have identity, if your country is like a new one, it's a new one. This country was created in 1991,
Right.
and after the break, of Yugoslavia.
Right. I like
And
Yugoslavia. You had Toto there. He was great.
Tito.
I like to call him Toto because it makes me think of the Wizard of Oz, a kinder, gentler
Well,
dictator.
Tito was really very capable leader.
Yeah, he was.
He carried all those years like many nations.
Yeah.
The Yugoslavia was many nations like Croats, Serbs, Bosnians.
And then when he died, it became 27 different countries
It
again.
became shit.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we need Tito
Well,
back.
now look, of course, now Vicky's gone.
Vicky left. Vicky just likes to say,
I killed her.
It's a kimchi. That's it.
You see, words can kill. That's a nationalism also. But
Vicky's a good audience for you. She just laughs. She's just like, I love it.
But there is a reason also, like in France, for example, that no other political entity wants to cooperate with Le Pen.
That's true.
The same happens now in Germany. No other political entity. So the other parties have a big problem between them, and totally different ideologies. Like are communists and like
I don't know if you know that, but we have that problem here in America. The Democrats and the Republicans don't want to work together either. So then here's my question then, and because it's happening all over the globe, but for us it's closer. So are who's
you have a different system?
Who's nationalists and who's a patriot here then? I mean, who's like, if you're a Democrat, are you a nationalist or are you a patriot? If you're a Republican,
well, look, I cannot deny the possibility that many or maybe most people, Republicans, they are patriots. I don't think that, I don't question that they love the country. They love the country, but they are they've been used by some nationalist speaking. Because nationalism in the speaking is like making you feel better. Like, oh, look, you're American. You're the best. Oh, yeah, and there, for them it's very nice to hear. I'm the best.
Well, look at Vicky. She's got a little A on her cap that stands for America. The chap was made in China, so America's the best.
This is Adam. A for Adam.
A for Adam. Patriotic flag.
My second name is also from A. It's Arthur. And
wait, Adam Arthur?
Not America?
That's your name? Oh, wow, I thought your middle name was America. It's fine. So
it's a sign that I should come to America.
There you go. But it's interesting. All over the world, democracy, and I mean this kind of in the nicest way, seems to be failing for whatever reason. It seems like we're going back to like 3000 BCE, where they just literally want a ruler in every country. Like Sri Lanka just put their person in power yesterday. It's like we've lost, like, hey, we're actually people and we have a mind and we want to like do whatever. Roll says on Vaguely True, he says, remember, the servants, the politicians work for you. It's not the other way around, which is true, right? Because we vote them in. And they think that we're look. So it's a much different concept.
You vote for what's available.
Oh yeah, it's Dumber Dumber.
Yeah,
but that's globally.
Well, with Kamala, I think this changed.
Right now, it's
Biden
literally
and
it's a dead heat. Oh, yeah,
Trump,
yeah,
there are two dinosaurs anyway.
yeah. Well, that's
And
true.
look,
We can get oil
we
from
are
them.
living in the age of AI when even children, the young people cannot understand. I mean, okay, they
I
understand
understand
better
AI.
than we do.
No, I understand AI. What is
But how a guy like 70, I don't know, 5, 8
80,
years
80,
old,
85?
he was, yeah, the Biden is 81, or
Yeah,
how old is he?
Biden knew Moses, and so did
Yeah.
Trump. That's
So
they're
it
that
was very
old.
good. I was telling you before that he will step out, and because it was, I
And
think
Miss
that
Harris is could win, but right now, according to a New York Times
I
poll, which
think
I
she
read
will
this
win.
morning,
I think she will
according
win.
to the New York Times poll, in North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona, Trump is
I
either
think she
ahead
will
or it's a
win.
dead heat.
You know why? Because Trump is feeling that he is losing and starting to make a lot of mistakes. I can
Oh, you
say.
mean like
I was
eating the
watching.
dogs? Eating the dogs in
I was
Ohio, the street
watching
dogs?
something
Coming for your
he was
dog.
saying. He was saying something about a place in Alaska that Reagan couldn't do it, but he will do it. And the place was not in Alaska; it was in Afghanistan.
It's close
I mean,
enough. They both begin with an A.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah, but guys, this is crazy. This is crazy.
but that's
Yes,
my
we
If
know.
point.
We live with
if
crazy every day.
America now
Yeah, but
my talk to the nationalists of USA
right.
and patriots. Okay, if America is great,
Yeah,
how the hell you can vote for this guy that he thinks a place in Afghanistan is a place in Alaska?
because
I
it's
mean,
of course.
guys, we how can you vote for this if you are even nationalist or patriot? How
All
can you
right.
do it?
How could
You
you
don't
follow
respect your
Hitler? A
country if
lot of
you
people
vote for
did.
this guy.
What now,
Mhm.
Vicky?
I said, how
What?
would you follow Hitler? A lot of people did, because it's not
But
about
why?
it's
But
not
why?
about your
Because
country.
people
It's
are sheep.
because you are, especially Hitler would target people who were downtrodden and poor and in economic trouble. And he's like, look, I'm going to make you ruler of the world. Like, I'm going to,
Right.
you're going to rise up with me and we're going to be like the most powerful nation and people in the world. And that's all they care about. They want to know what their self-importance is. And that's what feeds
Right.
into nationalism. They're not looking at their country, they're looking at themselves and how it makes them feel better to be A, B, C, or D under A, B, C, or D.
Yeah. I
That's
agree with
the
that.
danger of it. He targets the
Yeah,
people
this
that
is
are
yeah.
uneducated
This is
and
true. This
are
is true.
downtrodden.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But there are other reason also that people will vote for Trump. And one of the reasons is globalism.
Mm.
Globalism has two sides.
He's not a globalist. He's an
Mm.
isolationist.
Yeah, but I'm saying that they are opposing globalism
Oh,
because
okay.
they
Yeah.
believe
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it has two
Okay.
sides. There
Yeah.
is a
Okay.
bad side of globalism also, and we know it.
There's no bad side of
Yeah.
globalism. Globalism
Well,
is great.
well, for them there
Child
is. For them there
labor,
is because they've
all that
lost their
good stuff.
jobs and everything because they've moved to China.
Listen,
It's a
they
global
lost
thing.
their job. We discussed this the other day on Lost Dollar. They didn't lose their job because of anything other than greedy CEOs and stakeholders and
Mm.
shareholders that want profit. And, instead of taking it out on whether it's the president or the country, you should take it out on the company and the CEOs because their heads are up their asses and they're making $50 million a day as a CEO, which is bullshit, Elon. And they are doing nothing to help this country. All they do is produce shit outside. And if something looks like it's going to go bad, they cut the workforce, they do this, they do that. So their profits go up. So it has nothing to do with the president of the United States, because that, frankly, is a bullshit position and you're just a figurehead and
Yeah,
you're an
but they
idiot.
associate those guys with Democrats,
Yeah, but it's
like
not the Democrats who
they're
did it. It's the
friends.
Republicans who did it during Reagan. Like I said, these people don't know
Well,
history.
I was looking at a guy on TikTok, and he was making
TikTok.
interviews
Oh,
with people.
sure. That's where you get your
I
news.
don't know what's your problem with TikTok, but anyway,
Collins.
I find it
The
quite
lizard people don't
interesting.
like it.
TikTok, you're gonna lose. They
Me,
have the best
me too,
algorithm, I
Adam.
tell
I
you.
do too.
Yeah, they
Lizard
have.
people
He
don't
doesn't know
get
what
TikTok.
TikTok
It's fine.
is.
I know what
Maybe he
TikTok
went
is.
like back in the day in the 20s.
Dude, we used to have a
TikTok
we had
is
a
changed
TikTok.
very fast.
We've had a TikTok account and for our channel, and we used it. It did very well. And then the United States Senate said that it's a communist China thing, and they're going to get rid of it at the end of this year. And I'm like, we're not going to get any more time into TikTok unless somebody buys it, and we'll go back. But there's no reason for me to go, oh, TikTok is great if I'm not going to be able to use it, because our government says, whether it's true or not, that the Chinese are spying on us. And I'm sure everybody's spying on everybody. So what am I using TikTok for then? I'll just stick with YouTube, where we monetize stuff and actually
got
make
rid of
money.
it. Someone else. Did Brazil?
Well, no,
Someone else
Brazil got rid of
it
X because of Elon Musk.
No,
Oh,
it
right,
came
right.
back again. It came back again.
No, Blue
Oh,
Gene
did
has
it?
come
Oh,
back.
okay.
No, Blue Gene is back, or whatever they call it. Not X. I don't think X is still allowed in Brazil. If it
I
comes
think
back,
that I read it 2 days ago.
it came
something
back,
like
and they
that.
said if it keeps coming back, they're going to fine him like $1 million a day, and also like arrest him. Which I'm like, please do. So yeah,
Please,
so
we'll send him.
please, yeah. So they're not thrilled with X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it in Brazil. There's something called Blue
Okay.
Gene or Blue something. That's the one that's taken over now. For them, there was a chart I want either in the New York Times this morning or the Wall Street Journal that showed how X, whatever you want to call it, Twitter. I don't like calling it X, by the way. Twitter's going down, and the Blue Gene thing is going up.
Oh, where are we going? Where are we going?
He's showing the dog.
Where are we going?
The dog.
Oh,
There's the puppy.
Oh,
There's the puppy. Puppy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Aww.
Puppy. The puppy's a patriot, by the way. So he's a patriot guy. So, but yeah. So
She's
I
my
like reading
nation.
the puppy moment.
yeah, there you go.
Aw,
But I don't
she's
have
so
a
cute.
I have no dog in the fight with TikTok. If TikTok as January 1st comes back,
Speaking
we'll
of
go back on
dogs.
TikTok and do stuff. Yeah, we're good with it. So I don't have a problem.
Anyway, I
Sorry, that was a side
I
note.
watched
Anyway, you were
I
watching
watched this
something on
clip.
yeah, on TikTok.
Yeah, and there is a guy which I don't know if you know him. He's probably another, but I think in TikTok he's one of the fastest guy thinking that I ever heard. He's supporting Kamala, and he was doing like crazy interviews. Like he was asking guys from after a meeting of Trump, speech or something like that. Why do you support Trump? And the woman says that because the Biden has killed up with the taxes and everything. And he says, but did you know that they're following the Trump taxes
That's
policy?
right. That's all Trump stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
That's
No, of course they
that's the
don't. They're sheep.
problem.
They don't care.
Thank you. People are ostriches, as we say.
Yeah.
They stick their head in the sand. They don't care. The
So you
problem's
see-
going to be if Trump gets in and he does everything he says he was going to do, which is he's going to get rid of the FBI and the court system and this, and he wants to be king. He wants to be Putin.
Look,
By
he
the
wants
time-
to say to dismantle NATO. He wants to
I'm
dismantle
aware.
NATO.
Oh,
That
I'm
means
aware.
that.
Yeah, I know.
Can you imagine
aware.
that? That means that we are fucked here in Europe. I'm sorry
Well,
to
what
say,
he also
but
said was during his debate is he said, I'll have the Ukraine situation fixed my first day. Yeah, because he's going to say we're not going to supply them any more guns or weapons or money, and Russia's just going to roll right over, which means NATO now and to NATO. And I don't know if NATO has big boy pants or not, but NATO's going to have to put on their big boy pants, and they're actually going to have to defend the world against Russia because Trump won't do it. I'm assuming we've become Russia's ally. So it's going to be a very different thing if he does win. If Miss Harris wins, listen, she isn't really saying anything, which to her point or to her credit could be good or bad. I think she needs to start acting I know Biden's the president, but she needs to start coming out and acting like the president. She needs to start making real statements and real this and real policy. And like, listen, I'm sorry, granddad is going to be put out the pasture, but we are talking about the democracy of our little experiment here for the 200 plus years. She needs to put on her big boy pants and start acting like a president, not like I'm just this girl running. You like Sarah Palin, you need to become the president. And you can't worry what Uncle Joe says now. Uncle Joe just needs basically, and I love you, Joe, but shut the fuck up and let this chick start doing her job. Because if not, Trump will win and everyone's going to be like, how did that happen? That's why it happened, because she's not acting like a president. And people want to see her take the bull by the horns, act like a president, come up with policy, say what she's going to do, stop reading the ridiculous Democratic BS line, because the Republicans have no plan. I mean, literally have no plan. They just go, we're going to make America great.
So.
We're going to build a wall. And the Democrats are trying to come up with a plan, but they need to come up with a plan.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
Don't
worry,
worry.
be
The
happy.
Swifties are being mobilized, so we'll be all right.
Big deal. Yeah, the Swifties are yes. And listen, there's a whole bunch of people, and they showed that all the people that have said they're all for Miss Harris, and that's wonderful. And I know when Taylor said I would vote for her, that 200,000 people that next day, or 500,000, whatever the number was, went and registered and voted. But
There's a vote.
okay,
Yep.
yeah, big deal. Good. I'm glad you
But
did
we'll see if
that.
they actually do vote. Yeah.
Right
Well,
now,
they
you have to
registered, but
vote.
we'll see if they actually do
Right.
it. Yeah.
And here comes your patriotism. If Trump gets in or doesn't get in,
You revolt. Yeah.
right?
What do
Is
you
there a
do?
civil war in our country? And that's what
Right.
I read some guys like editorial, and he's like, we're at such a place right now where we're so conflict like this. So if he wins or loses, what happens? I mean, we saw what happened when he lost the last time. What happens this time if he loses? Or if he wins, is it worse? So, it's
We
going to
don't
be
know
interesting.
because there's no plan.
Well, my point is, if I'm a general or I'm with an agency that doesn't exist, you damn right I'm making a plan. Like as quickly as like there should be a plan. Like, okay, we have to prepare just in case. I find it hard to believe that guys that sit in basements with no windows, that have whatever clearance they have not thought about if A happens, there's B. If B happens, I find that hard to believe that we don't have a plan, unless they really want him to win so they
I
can
think
just control the
I
world.
think what will happen. Well, there is a possibility of civil war because it depends on his policy, what he will do.
We
If
know
he
what he's going to
creates
do.
chaos, somewhere, like even
Yeah.
Europe, if there's a problem with NATO,
Mhm.
we don't have in Europe, European army because we belong to NATO, and the NATO,
Right.
that's the purpose of NATO. That's why
Right.
it came into its North Atlantic,
Yeah, North
uh,
Atlantic Treaty
exactly.
Organization
That
or whatever. Yeah.
means, and Europe is actually the main point. At least it
Right.
was.
Right.
Now Europe does not matter so much, of
Yeah, that's
course,
true.
because other countries have become more and more and taking more of the economic pie of the global. Now it's China, now it's India, now it's Indonesia, Brazil.
Yeah,
You
Brazil
know,
has nothing. What do they have? They have carnival. They have girls with boobies that bounce up and down. That's all they have. Don't get carried away. Brazil's got
well,
nothing.
they have many things, and
Name one thing other than carnival.
they have a lot of people, young
Well,
people.
good for them. They've got an economy that sucks. They got a
Well,
president
look,
that's
a
clueless,
country,
and
Europe is declining because we don't make any children anymore. Who's
listen.
going
I've
to pay?
offered, and I get turned down.
And that's worldwide trend, though,
That's
unfortunately, or
worldwide.
fortunately. I think
It's not a
fortunate
problem
because,
to have sex. It's not that the problem. They don't want to raise people.
thank God.
They want to have sex, but they don't want to raise people. Yeah, I don't know. That's an
Yeah,
interesting thing. I
it's
know
true.
China. It's going
We
down
have
all over
enough
the world.
people. I don't know why people are
Yeah.
panicking about that. Like, we have a finite amount of resources. We're screwing up the environment. We don't need more people. We die out. We die. I mean, like, we're not going to die out now.
There's 8 billion
Why
of
are
us
people
on the planet.
panicking?
When I was born, there was
Yeah,
4 billion
we're
people on the
okay.
planet.
Who's going to pay for the retirement for the
AI.
older? You. Who's
Universal
going to
Well,
pay?
income.
AI.
Hey,
Really?
there you go. On Saturday's show, we're going to
Really?
do lost dollar
Well,
business.
AI will be shitting money or
Yeah.
somehow,
Hey,
or
look,
it will print money.
listen,
they
Lost Dollar
can.
Business Club is live on Friday, rebroadcasted on Saturday. This Friday, Lost Dollar Business Club has a guy who wrote a book. It's called it's Universal Income and Destroying Democracy and all this other stuff. And it talks about how you can take care of all the citizens globally and blah, blah, blah. So to your point, we can't take care of our old people now. People die
Now,
because
I
they can't
think
afford to get
now
health
that it
care.
will
So,
be.
right.
Mhm.
So unless I'm living in Thailand or I'm living in the Philippines or Vietnam, where they take care of you at the hospital and the bill isn't $17 million, it's like, oh, you came in for an operation. It's $500. You're like, what? Here it's like $50,000 because it's
Yeah,
such a bullshit, corrupt system. Until
yeah.
we start
Mhm.
fixing that, make America great again, that will make America great. This BS
That's
was
patriotism.
we agree. Yeah.
You see, this is patriotism for me.
What is?
What you just said.
Well, because I'm a patriot. I just told you that, like at the
Yeah,
beginning of
yeah,
the show.
but I'm saying that this is real patriotism. Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking about my country, not in the terms I am better because I'm
Well, I am
American, and
better.
that's it
Let's not get
by
carried away. I am
definition.
better. Yeah.
But yeah, we know that. But
Okay.
but saying that let's fix things that don't work in my country and
Fix it.
my
Yeah.
people, my Americans don't
Yeah.
die, older
Right.
people. This is patriotism. That's what I said
Fix it.
about doctors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not just talking about the medical system. I'm talking about education, medical. I
Yeah,
mean, like
everything.
everything. Like if you really
Everything
want to
that
make
makes a
America
country
great again, make it
to be
great.
livable.
Right. But we're not a livable country. Like I have friends of mine, whether they
Well,
have money or they don't.
if America is
Well,
not a livable country, imagine all the rest.
I know, but I have friends of mine that say to me, they're like, some of them, they spend 6 months, 8 months a year in Thailand. And why? Because they go, Steve, it's beautiful. The people are nice. Everything's affordable. And they have money. And they're like, why should I live there? I have other friends that live in Dubai half the year. It's the same thing because they've made
Look,
this utopia
in
for the
in
citizens.
our poor Greece, they will take you in the hospital even if you're illegal immigrant, and they will fix
Oh,
you. They have to do it. It's in
okay.
the constitution. They have to do
Right.
it.
Do they have
And
doctors in Greece?
it's yeah, we have very good doctors because
Okay, just checking.
they're like working crazy, so they have a lot of experience. You know?
Yeah,
So
I was
they're
gonna say, right? There's a lot
beyond
going
their
on.
capacity. They're
Right.
working day and night. I mean, to fix
Yeah.
people because they're real people. They're real patriots. And
See, that's good. What about Vicky? You didn't go to
exactly.
North Korea. How are they in North Korea about healthcare? Like, if God forbid you're in Korea
North
and you
Korea?
get sick, or you get, I'm sorry, South Korea. You're going to South Korea. It's one of the Koreas.
That's right,
You're going
North
to,
Korea.
you know where I'm
It's called
hoping
you
you're
get
going,
shot.
apparently.
That's
It's
Yeah, yeah.
somehow a
if
big
you
difference.
It's a big difference. Yeah, just a couple feet.
done.
Look,
So you can be in South Korea.
this
So
is
if you get
nationalism,
sick,
which
Mm.
leads
right? But if
to isolation.
nationalism, which
North
that's
Korea
North
is
Korea,
isolated.
but you're going to South
Right.
Korea,
Well,
the
not
good
not
side.
not that much anymore because the Russian guy he's doing business with him
They're just kissy all the time and reach arounds.
because
So
he's also nationalist.
You're in South Korea, and let's just say you
Mm.
fall down and you can't get up, and you hurt
Yeah.
yourself. If you go to the hospital there,
Yep.
how does that work?
Well, normally, they would treat me, and it's by American standards, it's very affordable. Like they have a national health care for their
Right.
citizens, which I would not be.
Okay.
But I would be treated, for a broken arm. I don't know. It kind of depends on how bad it is, but maybe $100.
Right. See? And
My
that's
brother got
affordable.
sick
Here
with
in
me. There it
America,
was
if you break your arm,
$5 to see the doctor.
yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Right.
But the thing is, now they're actually all their doctors are on strike, so you actually can't go to
Oh,
the hospital and get treated and people are dying and operations are
right.
being put off and stuff because all the doctors are on strike, and they're on strike because the government said, we need more doctors, so we're going to open up the enrollment for medical school. We're going to allow more people in so we can
Yeah.
get more doctors. And all the doctors went,
Yeah.
but I can charge all this
So
money
this
as
is
a plastic
like a
surgeon. And they don't want all the doctors freaked out because they don't want the majority of doctors are go into plastic surgery. They don't even go into the specialties that they need. So that's one of the government's like, we're going to open it up so we can get more of these kind of people. But
Yeah.
their doctors union is run by plastic surgeons, and they're like, no, we want all our money. So then they
Wow.
forced all of their doctors to go on strike. So now it's a
Gotcha.
big old freaking mess there right now. So
Wow.
anyway, other
so
than
they just
that
want to
greed,
protect
yeah,
more of their income than
yes,
yeah. It's
Wow.
about
That's
money.
crazy.
and it's all about
But see,
money.
this is and this is the thing we spoke about on Saturday's Lost Dollar. It goes back to this one statement in this one movie, and it has never changed. Greed is good.
Greed is good.
And
Yes.
that is what every country runs on. That's what every president
Mhm.
runs on, every political party, every union, everything. And nobody says,
That's
listen,
in
I'm all
human
for making
nature.
money. Right, but I'm
Mm.
okay with that. Listen, I'll be the first one to say I'm a
I'm not.
capitalist, a globalist.
I
I'm
think
okay
it
with that.
sucks.
Well, let me
That's
finish.
the bad part
But
of
I will
human
say,
nature.
right, I admit to what I am. I know I'm a whore. I'm full out. I know it. Right. I am the oldest profession because of what I do for a living,
Yeah, a
and I
good way
know
to
that.
recovery.
No, it's true. But I will say this:
Admitting a
I'm
problem is half
Uh,
solution.
I said, right. I'm going to go to the
You're like,
whore
well,
anonymous club. But the thing that I do recognize is that as much of a whore as I am when it comes to globalization and making money and doing things, that I have to take care of my fellow citizens. Because if I don't take care of my fellow citizens, I can have whatever I have, but they'll either they'll come after me, which they do now,
right.
right, or B, there'll be nobody to do anything because they'll all be dead. So if I
Right.
have money, like you look at the
Before
Bezos,
that,
or you
you're
look
gonna
at
see them suffering. That's
right, and I
also a
don't,
thing.
and there's no reason for
Yeah.
anybody to suffer.
Exactly.
And listen, kudos to Gates. He goes and helps people with malaria in Africa. Please don't take this the wrong way. I don't give a shit about that. You know what? You made your money here. Start taking care of people here. Fix the healthcare system. Same with Bezos, and same with Elon and the rest of these guys. You know, it's great that
Mhm.
you want to have more commas than the next guy, and I'm all for that. But you need to learn how to put back in. Like here in Austin, now, I've never been to one of his hospitals, Dell. Like Dell has the Children's Center. He has this. Michael Dell, to his credit, and nobody knows it
Uh-huh.
because he doesn't run around, going pounding his chest. Look what I did. Look what I did. Other than he puts his name on a building. He's got children's hospitals here. Good for you.
Mhm.
He's trying to take care of what needs to be done. So my point is that if I'm running for president of this country, the first thing we're going to do, we have to fix healthcare. I mean, everybody needs healthcare. There shouldn't be
Yeah.
a reason that you can't go to a doctor or you can't get an operation. And see, with the lobbyists and the insurance company and all this other crap, it's so expensive for anything. You go to the hospital, like in the emergency room, come out for whatever it is, and you get a bill for like 25 grand, and then you see that that gets negotiated down with your insurance company down to 2 grand, and they pay for it. And you're like, well, that was nice. But how about the person that doesn't have money and they need to go, and they're like, I can't afford to go. Well, then you'll die. That's pathetic. So when we say we're an American and we're going to make it great again, no, you're full of shit. Everybody is on both sides, Miss Harris and Mr. Trump. You fix that, then you fix your country, because then people have pride in it. Right now, it's us against them. And I don't know who us is or them is. It's not Democrat or Republic. It is just that
Exactly.
I don't get this, screw you. So I'm not
Mhm.
faulting anybody for anything. Why would you go in the military? Why? At least there's health care. At least there's this. At least there's
Yeah.
that. So when people go there, whether you're a patriotism or you're doing it because you need to survive, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
if
what the
if
problem
Kamala
is.
says that, she will be a communist. What do you
You know
mean
what?
healthcare
I'd
for
rather her.
everybody? Are you a
I would. No, you
communist?
want. I no,
Socialist.
she wouldn't
Uh,
be. No, because what's his face did. The Asian guy, I forget his name, was running for president on universal health care and income. They didn't think he was a communist. He just didn't spell out his plan good enough. So
Oh
last
yeah.
in 2016, you know what I mean? He was.
Wang or
I
no? What
yeah,
was his name?
Wang. They're all named Wang, aren't they?
Yeah,
But anyway,
something like that.
so yeah, but Andrew Wang or Andrew something. I think that was it, Andrew Wang. So he was going to do that. And
Yeah,
I'm all
something like that.
for that to an
But
extent, because you have to raise the people up. And if you don't, your country becomes a
But going back,
third world country.
going back to your greed, it's never gonna. Clinton tried to do it, and all the lobbyists from the drug companies and the healthcare system came in and like shot them. So they're a bigger entity than the political people that are trying to fix it, which is just a scary
Right.
thing to think about.
And that's because
They're running, like you
Americans don't
said,
care.
right? They let it happen,
Because yeah, because American people don't care. They're like, I get health care. But see, I
right?
actually read a history book. I actually have a brain. I have IQ points, and I can think through what happens. I can go, this is nice, and oh, this is good. Oh, it's going to get bad. And when it gets bad, what are you going to do? Because there's 300 million people here. Let's say 150 million people can afford to really live in America. The other 150 poverty, can't afford health care, and I can go through this list. At some point, those 150 million people, they get together and they have a campfire. And then what are you going to do? Because they have nothing to lose. They've already lost everything. And until you bring up the lowest common denominator of your population up to the standard where they go, I have running clean water, healthcare, food for my kids, then now you have a country. Until you do that, no, we're a joke of the world, and anybody who travels knows that, because we hear what they say about us outside of the United States. So when we do business
Yeah,
outside the United States, I hear what people think of us. I hear what they think of our presidential
yeah, I do
candidates.
too.
They're like, we don't
yeah,
have
but
healthcare.
why do you think
Yeah.
it happens? Because you don't have healthcare? No,
It happens
it's
because of a
because
lot of reasons.
of the external policies that the USA
Oh, I
has
know, but I'm
been.
just saying there's so
Yeah,
much. So when these two idiots get on stage and start talking about what they're going to do, and they haven't told me what either. I'll take the chick over the guy because she seems like she's less of an idiot than the guy. But at the end of the day, neither of them are going to fix the problem because they're too busy sucking whatever cock they need to suck from whatever lobbyist group they need to be with to keep
Right.
their little
To keep
organization in
empowered.
power. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, because and it happens very, very obviously here in Greece, because the political system in general works as a cartel.
Yeah. Well, that's true,
Yeah.
right?
They
Keeping people in
work
line.
as a cartel. They don't give you a real option. I mean, to fix the country the way to be for the people, etc., etc. Because it's about power, it's about money. It's a good job, a lot of money. We're talking about a lot of money.
Not really. You get
That,
$250,000 a year to
that's
be
why
president.
Trump
Big
wants
deal.
to become a president. He wants to become a president for the money and the
No,
power.
it's not the money. It's $250,000 a year. That's no money. That's not money.
Come on,
Been
you can get
embarrassing.
other money,
Oh yeah,
not
you get
from
the
your
kickoff and the
wage.
payoff. Yeah.
Under the
And
table.
then
Of
he can go around the
course.
world going with all these other people. I don't know, right? Him and Putin and the missile boy. Wow, that would be a video. Anyway,
Oh,
what do I know?
low cam.
Vicky,
Who
when
said
do you
that?
go to South Korea? When are you going to Korea? Are you gone next week?
You know, they just launched.
She's in
They
Korea
just
right
launched a
now.
bunch of No, I'm home.
Okay.
They just launched a bunch of trash balloons at Incheon Airport and it shut down some flights. So I was like, can you not do that when I'm trying to land, please? Because
Yeah, really, that would be terrible.
this is
That
getting
would be
really
terrible.
annoying now.
When are
Oh
you?
my
Let me
God.
let me ask this. When are you supposed to leave?
A week and a half. And then a week and a half.
What that? Okay, so you'll be
A
here
week
next
and a
Monday,
half.
and then you're leaving us.
Yeah.
Look at her; she's so happy she's leaving us. Are you going to try to do the show from South Korea? I say I had to remember it's South
We'll
Korea this
see.
time. Are you going to try?
We'll see. I have to figure out logistics of it.
Why?
Oh, we'll see. Time and place and stuff. So I don't
You
know.
do it from
Maybe,
your
maybe
apartment.
not.
No. Okay.
Maybe you guys will miss me. No,
We do miss you.
We'll
I'm
miss
not
you.
sure yet.
You know. Okay.
Oh,
Let us
I'll miss
if you
Adam.
We will say it. We'll say it publicly when it happens.
Yes, that we'll be like Vicky's not here. We miss her.
We hope doesn't happen.
That's right. But here's
I'll
what's
miss
funny. I think
Adam. I will
when
miss.
she's
Yeah.
No,
she'll miss
no,
Adam.
you
She won't
go
miss
and do
you.
your stuff, whatever
And
you like, of
guess
course.
who's back though in another couple weeks when she is in North Korea? David will be back. So that'll be we can make David
Oh,
put
there
on a
you go.
wig. We can
Who?
put David in a wig with long
Who's
brown
David?
hair.
Who's
I don't
David?
even know the guy. With lipstick. And we could put a hat with a D on it, and there you go. It'll be perfect.
Come on.
There we
David
go.
will be-
Perfect.
What are you saying? Isn't Vicky David? That
Well, yeah,
after
the
the
sex
surgery
change.
or
Right,
something?
Oh, that was
she's
the
going back
theory.
for
But
the other
look what a
Never seen
beautiful
us in the same
surgery.
place.
They
That's
made
right.
him a real woman. I mean, what the
Yeah.
hell? It's a real one. I mean,
I
what the hell?
I always consider David a real woman. Don't worry about that. So anyway, he's enjoying
David,
his
yeah.
holiday. We love David.
Yeah, enjoy holidays
Oh.
and enjoy Vicky your holidays. If you go, I hope you go.
Well, we'll see
Thank
her
you,
next
guys.
week, I think, before she leaves.
Yeah, I'll still be here
Okay.
next week. I think
Because we,
panicking.
don't panic. We'll be fine.
I hope I will be next week, but we will see.
We'll see. You have to get some sleep first. But you know what we're going to do, kids? We're going to say
Yeah.
goodbye to all the fan,
Mm.
and then we will see you guys all next
Bye,
Monday
fan.
live. And bye, fan.
Goodbye,
And next week,
fans.
we'll speak
Don't
whatever
be a
we can do.
nationalist, be a patriot.
Lord.
That is
Some-
the simple but effective,
The takeaway.
The
yeah,
takeaway.
for the show.
But all kidding aside, it's always good to see both of you. Vicky, we'll see you next week. Adam, it's always a pleasure. And everybody, have a wonderful rest of your day or rest of your week, depending on when you saw this. And if you listen to this on the podcast, thank you very much. You can catch us next week. Oh my, we're going now. Goodbye, everybody.